Today I'm going to show you how to change the oil on the BMW X7 B58 engine, 3 liter. So this is the things that we're going to need. So we're going to need jack stands for safety. I'm going to try to change without jacks. So basically this is 2x6s, 4 pieces. And I'm going to try to drive over them, so that will bring vehicle 2 inches higher. Plus I'm going to lift the car by air suspension, and hopefully that will give me enough clearance to change the oil without jacks. And then those jack stands will be protecting me in case if the air suspension fail, so make sure it won't crash me while I'm underneath. So this is the oil. We're gonna need 7 quarts. It takes 6.9, but I've got it 7 quarts at the BMW dealer. So this is a filter with an O-ring and a crash washer, and this is a part number. Also too, we're gonna need a drain pan, Walmart, like $2.50, and a funnel to pour the oil. And also too, this is a 32 millimeter socket to unscrew the filter cap to get access to the filter, and this is 17 millimeter that will unscrew the bottom plug to drain the oil. Okay, we got the car in the garage, and so I already drove over the blocks. I'm gonna show you guys. So this is 2x6 on each wheel. Also the other one, and I lifted with the air suspension all the way up, and I think I have enough clearance to go in this and change the oil. And I'm gonna show you what you need to do inside the car for safety. So as soon as you drive on the blocks, next thing what you guys do, you're gonna lift the car, which is I did, and then we need to put air suspension in the service mode, in the jack mode. So how to do this, we're gonna press this joystick forward, and we're gonna count till 7, and then we're gonna release, and this light should go off. That means that this thing is already set in a service mode. So we're gonna do that now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so lights is off. Air suspension, as you guys saw, was completely up, and we are ready. We should have enough clearance to change the oil, and air suspension in the service mode, parking brake activated. And we're gonna, the last thing what we're gonna do is to protect ourselves, or myself. We're gonna use those jack stands to make sure it will not go down, or tire blew up, or air suspension fail, and we don't want that car go down and crash us while we're underneath. So we're gonna use those jack stands to secure, and we proceed to change oil. Stands are in place on one side, on the other side, and again, since we're not using jacks, regular jacks to lift the car, those jack stands must for my protection, and if you ever gonna do oil change on BMW X7 for your own protection, if the air suspension will fail. So we don't want the car go crash while we're underneath, so that's why we're using those jack stands. Okay, we're gonna pop the cover, and in order to do that, just grab it with the 2 hands, pull it up, one side, other side. There's 4 pins. Alright, and this thing comes off, and I'll show you. 1, 2, 3, 4. next we're gonna be unclipping, can you show a little closer? We're gonna be unclipping this holder right here. So in order to get this hose free, so with a screwdriver, kind of between those two lips, push it up and the hose comes out. Then there's a little tab right here. So in order to, we're gonna lift this tank up in order to get out of the way, because the filter housing sitting over there down. So I'm gonna press with my finger forward towards me and kind of wiggling and getting out. So there's a hose underneath, don't pull it hard. And in order, we got this hose free. So when we move this out of the way, we won't break this hose. So this must go out of this clip. All right, and then we put it off the side like that. I'm gonna have to find something and secure, because it's, oh yeah, I guess it stays, but I'm gonna try to secure this tank. And then next thing, we're gonna be getting to that filter over there. You can show, so that's a filter housing, 32 millimeter cap. All right, next thing, we're gonna try to get those two lines out of the way too, so kind of get a more room for us to work there. And if you guys can see, there's one pin in here and there's another pin right here. So to get this piece out, with the two fingers, we're gonna press it towards the driver wheel, and with the other finger, and then with those two, we're gonna lift. All right, and this thing comes out. So we got it a little bit clearance here too, okay, like that. So that gives us more access to the filter. So now we can work on that part. This is to not make a mess. So I took the clean paper towel and kind of cut a hole. And now I'm gonna go over the filter housing in order when I'm taking the cap off, I will not make mess around the filter housing. All right, and then it's gonna be sitting like this. So this way, if we have any oil drops, that should protect. And plus I'm gonna stick some more here rags and just kind of trying to keep this area clean. All right. Yeah, I've got 32 mil socket with a ratchet. Now I'm gonna put it over it. All right, and I'm gonna break it loose. Okay. Okay, so I'm not gonna take completely out. I'm gonna leave it like that, let it oil drain from oil housing to the bottom of the pan. And the next thing, we're going to climb underneath the car and take the bottom plug off and drain the oil. Okay guys, I'm underneath the car. This is a drain plug, and yeah, I'm gonna unscrew that and start draining oil. Alright, I broke loose. Now I'm gonna do it with my one hand and try to not make a mess. And then I see that you guys gotta watch
the crash washer is stuck to the bottom to the pan, so we gotta make sure we take the old one out. Make sure we don't have two, because might have a problem and leaks. So when the oil will drain out, I'll get that crash washer out. Again, this is a filter. This is a part number. Original filter, BMW filter. And we got O-ring for the housing. And we got a new crash washer. So I'm gonna put the plug back in, change the filter, change the O-ring on the cap, and pour the oil. All right, after we drain the oil, so now we're gonna take the filter off. So this already broke loose. I'm gonna just unscrew by hand, and again, carefully try to pull it out. All right, after we got the filter housing out with the filter, so now we're gonna separate the filter of the filter housing. So in order to do that, you guys gonna have to grab filter housing with one hand, filter with the other hand, and kind of work your way out. All right, and that's how it separates. Not so hard. So now we're gonna take this O-ring off. Very easy to get it out. All right. Now we're gonna get the new one in. All right, new one installed. Then we're gonna oil this when we will be installing. You guys gonna have to apply a little bit of oil here around, so make sure the seal won't get break. So we need a little bit of lubrication here. So now we're gonna get the filter. Okay, so there is one one O-ring here, another one here, and one in here. So we're gonna not lubricate this one since there is the oil there a little bit inside. So I'm just gonna press it like this in, and as I'm pressing it, I'm gonna kind of move it back and forth to get that oil O-ring lubricated a little bit, and then I'm gonna push it. Okay, so this is in, and now I'm gonna lubricate a little bit of this O-ring and this O-ring, and then we're gonna put this in this O-ring, and then we're gonna put this filter housing back into the engine. Okay, I'm gonna use a little bit of oil to lubricate this O-ring and lubricate one inside, and also to this one. And now we're ready to put the filter back into the filter housing. Okay, now we're gonna, after we got this thing back in place, now we're gonna start tightening it. Okay, we're done with that. Okay, after we got the filter housing tight, the last two things, what we need to do before we put the oil. So we're gonna put those two lines in place. So basically just push it and it should click. Okay, it's locked. Now I'm gonna put the antifreeze expansion tank back, and then we're gonna put this line back too. Okay, and then to lock it, you just squeeze those two pieces till it clicks, okay? And then to lock this tank, basically we just need to push it down, okay? Yep, it's locked. All right, so that's it.
Now we're gonna dump oil. So again, it's gonna take 6.9 quarts or 6.5 liters. Yeah, I had to support that funnel with tape, so it won't fall. All right, let's dump the oil. We're done with oil. Cover is back. We're back into the car, and next thing what we need to do, we need to deactivate the jack mode or service mode of our air suspension. And in order to do that, we're gonna push forward this level, and we're gonna count till 7, and the light should go on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now the light's on, so that means our air suspension back to normal. And the last thing what we are going to do is reset the oil light with the ISTA. Now we're gonna go to the service mode, and in order to do that, we're gonna press 3 times quick this button. Now we are in the service mode. Alright. Now we're gonna run ISTA. Now we're gonna go to operation and read out vehicle. I'm gonna pick finished, and we have already one vehicle here, so we're gonna click operating, open operation to connect to the vehicle. And then we're gonna go to the vehicle management. Then we're gonna pick service function, and then over here I'm gonna go to the maintenance and pre-delivery check. So we're gonna hit the plus, and then over here we're gonna hit reset CBC condition based service. I'm gonna click twice, and now we're gonna have ABL CBS reset UGS. So we're gonna click that, and now it's want us to connect. Okay, now we're gonna date and time we are successfully in the device. Reading CBS scope, please wait. Okay, so now we're gonna click engine oil life. I got 10% left, and I'm gonna click that, and I'm gonna click continue. Okay, so now it's resetting. Gotta wait a little bit. Okay, so now it's showing, as you guys can see, it's showing engine oil 100%. And now I'm gonna click end service function, and I'm gonna click continue, and say service function finished. All right, so
that's it. We're done.